Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. 16 wins in a row. Why now do I want to make a joke about this being our quinceañera? Doesn't make any sense. We're going to play as Maggie with Yum Heart, Burning Basement 1, 3D1H, ZYP9. And we're going to... You know what? I'm calling it. I'm going controversial. That's right, I'm saying it. I know that it's like, you know, Eric Andre's become like a circle jerk, so you can't even make an Eric Andre joke without being like, I know that Eric Andre's a circle jerk, but he's like, oh, what is it? I'm actually losing my mind trying to think of this quote, but he's like, you know, open for business? No thanks, I'm full, or something like that, but the punchline obviously actually makes sense. I forgot. Hungry for change? No thanks. Oh, that's it. The Hunger Games? No thanks. I'm full. Yeah, gets me every time. Oh, so edgy. Anyway, golden bombs on the very first floor. But anyway, I'm calling it. This is a loss. I'm feeling like, you know, I want to mix it up. Varieties, the spice of lice. The spice of lice. Always look on the bright spice of lice. Do-do, 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 do-do. Garam masala of infectious virulent devices. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Did you just reference both garam masala and lice in the same sentence? Yes, I did. You know I love a good masala dosa. Or at least I did when I was vegetarian and was like, man, this is like a sweet-ass, like, vegetarian burrito sort of thing here. Okay, Burning Basement 1. I don't even know what I've been talking about thus far. The D6 is exquisite. We re-rolled Yum Heart into Proptosis, and all of a sudden, the world is looking like a very bright place. We're going to, well, why wouldn't we get that? That's one thing for the record here. We could go back and get those pills that are back there, but I probably won't do that. But I would love to get a bunch of pots exploded, get enough money to buy something from the shop without having to ruin our donation machine. The thing is, we probably could, by the way, this is gonna strike you as a very boring and perhaps adult way of thinking about Isaac, but I don't want to blow up our donation machine to get more shop items, unless the shop items are exceptional, because of the fact that the donation machine could be more valuable later. You know, why blow up equity for our party? We might need that equity for retirement. Golden Horseshoe. It's an item that exists. It's just about the nicest thing I can say about it right now. We found our secret room. Golden bomb's so valuable, dude. We've been getting, like, it feels like we've been getting a lot of very, very useful golden bombs lately. And I'm extremely appreciative of it. Friends till the end. Bad gas. We got a nickel as well. And I think I will take Liberty Cap over Golden Horseshoe. We got so many battery charges on this floor. We really should not accept what we get from the boss fight unless it's pretty good. Doesn't have to be great, but pretty good. See if maybe we can get balls of steel or something. 48-hour energy is fine. Power pill, not invincibility that we can use, but valuable-ish. I think that it's probably in our best interest to actually mill our donation machine a little bit, but not to buy an item. Rather, we're going to buy the Spirit Heart to protect our interests of getting a deal with the devil on the next floor and making this D6 ridiculously powerful. And taking the Spirit Heart along with that, but still giving ourselves a chance at an arcade on the next floor. But there might have been overkill because we may just get one from a second secret room, which we're very likely to find. And it should be here, or I'm going to give up. Okay, well... It's in one of those big rooms, then. Alright, golden bombs just makes... You know, golden bombs on the first floor, even if you don't get a tinted rock, you got so many sweet opportunities to take out bosses easier than you otherwise would be able to. You might be wondering, why not use the D6? I actually kind of like... I know I'm not saying it's a #1 top-tier choice, but I kind of like getting a ball of bandages. I also do not mind at all getting IV bag. Check this out. We actually can use IV bag to make this curse room easy and make it just cost us a couple of cents instead of, you know, something more potentially damaging. Keep in mind, we are going to get this deal with the devil either way. Do we really want to get it now? I think I want to play him until he's almost... I mean, I want that nickel, but I think I want to play him until he's almost ready to pay out. Then if we have full HP when we go back there, Little Brim! we're gonna feel like we're in an awesome situation. So it might seem like I abandoned that Demon Judgment before he paid out, but honestly, that's not the case. I want to have, knowing that the deal with the devil is basically guaranteed, I want to have as many red hearts as possible for when we go in there, get him to pay out, and then take the deal with the devil items that are in there. We certainly don't need them to, you know, survive this floor. Don't really have any interest at all in golden teleporters, so that's a possible reroll target. Although I will admit, with this being a small floor, maybe we'd rather reroll our deal with the devil. There was black powder, and then was it multi-dimensional baby and black powder? If our speed comes up a little bit, I wouldn't mind taking black powder. I think that can be, you know, as talked about, I think that can be like a 9 out of 10 item or better. If your speed is really good. Maybe 9 out of 10 item or worse. If your speed is good. But we're gonna get to our boss fight in like 2 rooms here. So sure, we can probably buy a battery from our shop if we have to either way. Temperance is actually really good. Before we go through with that, we should, I guess, go to our shop and see if we can buy some red hearts, as much of a bummer as that sort of feels like right now. Probably not a secret room, but a nickel. Buy that for 3 cents. Is that okay? Is that all we need here? The thing is, you can't really use the Temperance card to play the Demon Judgment better. By the way, our eyes are freaking me out on the side here, but we can't really use a Demon Judgment and a Temperance card in conjunction. They're just, like, the window with which we can use to get double the plays on the Demon Judgment. Probably this means that we will feel okay taking black powder. It's just too small, so we can't really get double value out of them total, I think. But let's try. I picked up multi-dimensional baby by accident. I think we'll take black powder and re-roll experimental treatment. I think that worked out well. Obviously, there's a cost to this, because experimental treatment could have been great for us as well. It could have given us a stat increase in addition to giving us, obviously, a line to pick up Spun later, but I'd rather take the extra deal with the Devil Chance plus the Pentagram, with the extra damage, of course, associated with it. And then we come back and we re-roll Golden Teleporter. The danger is, you know, we could probably use Golden Teleporter to get an error room, but then we would lose the D6 forever. And the D6 is more valuable. I'll take Guillotine. It's actually a dicier item than I think anybody gives it credit for. It lowers your tier delay, but it's got a lot of negatives associated with it. Either way, we're going to move on. And I think we're in a great position. Proptosis, Orbital, Little Brim, Pentagram, deal with the Devil Precedent, Black Powder plus the speed upgrade that we should be using, and some DPS improvements as well. That are, you know, if unremarkable in a vacuum, pretty good in aggregate here. With so many Spirit Hearts, I will go to our Curse Room, and there is a free Guppy item for us, or a Guppy item that merely... Ooh, tears up, too. A Guppy item that merely costs us a Spirit Heart, which is really good, especially with Deal with the Devil Precedent and greater odds of deals with the Devil as a result of the Pentagram. That's a great get. We also have 5 keys. I mean, that can erode pretty quickly, but it's enough to get a start. Now if we can get something like Mom's Key, we can feel pretty good about our odds of maybe just getting, like, almost an equilibrium, although it's never an equilibrium mathematically speaking, because you're not, you know... You can go a long stretch without getting keys out of golden chests, no matter what you've got going on. We'll save that for later. It's like there's this, you know, there's this betting strategy in gambling. And even though it's mathematically unsustainable, people still go... I mean, I get that. I get that scientists and mathematicians have said that it's unsustainable. But from a common sense standpoint, it seems like it works, so I'm going to do it. And then, you know, sometimes it works and sometimes you lose a lot of money. But it's called the Martingale strategy. So what you do is, imagine you're at like a roulette table or something like that. You bet $10 that the roulette ball... We don't really want that, actually. I don't really want placenta either, so we'll get our item... Well, we'll get our battery charge and then go, but... you know, you bet $10 that it'll land on red. And then if it's wrong... You go, okay, I'm going to bet $20 it'll land on red. And then if it's wrong, okay, I'm going to bet $40 it'll land on red. The idea is that instead of, you know, having to win a lot of bets, which is very unlikely, you only have to win the last bet. And whenever you win, you stop. But it doesn't work for a couple of reasons. One of them is, you know, if you always double the bet, All it takes is losing like 8 in a row to put yourself in a situation where you're like, do I really want to put like 10 grand down on, you know, this? Maybe I should just leave being, oh, Isaac's heart, really? Maybe I should just leave being like 5 grand down or something like that. And the other one is, if you win on, you know, 20 bucks, nobody goes, hey, that's it, I'm gonna stop now, you know? It's enough to buy you dinner at the buffet, and that's it. Everyone wants to hit that, like, huge jackpot, so... You know, I'm just saying, know your limit, play within it, exercise caution. I had a friend who was like, he's a very smart guy, and does not have a gambling problem, actually. But he was like, check it out. I'm going to do this martingale strategy. And we went to the casino, he's like, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 40 bucks, 80 bucks, lost 4 in a row, and then was like, all right, I'm out. I think he made a very smart decision by bowing out at that moment as well. You know, it's kind of like that. I don't remember what I was saying, what I was using that in reference to. Let's move down, though. Placenta, it's just okay. It might even be bad, but hopefully we'll find the opportunities to make it work for us. Bummed we didn't get a deal with the devil, but still plenty of time to make that up. We are only on Catacombs 2. Okay, I didn't use black powder at all on that floor either. We will go to our curse room, but we want to wait a little bit. You know there are people out there... And this is not to judge them, necessarily. But there are books on, like, roulette strategy. Slot machine strategy. Things like literally, like, play a strategy of playing the lottery. It's and they're not written by, like, you know, a mathematics PhD. They're written by a dude who's like, I want to sell you books about how to win on the slot machine. The Sad Onion, quite good here. If you're using it for entertainment, don't get me wrong. You know, that's totally fine. Kate and I were in Las Vegas in October. I did gamble a little bit. I placed a couple of sports bets. Put a little money in a slot machine. Went 50-50 on the sport bets. Lost all the money I put in the slot machine. You know, it was entertaining, but also, I don't know, like, I feel like there's almost like a... There's two different kinds of people. There's people who are, like, really excited by that. And then, like, I guess there's people like me, where, like, by the end of, like... the money that I put in the slot machine being gone, I was just like, this sucks, dude. It's just like, I could have just bought, like, lunch and then been like, sweet, I got lunch. Instead I got nothing here. Champion belt. There we go. That's an item we're fine with. I don't know. Maybe it's it's not really a contentious subject to get into. I think that the consensus choice, or the consensus attitude that most people have is, you know, gambling is mostly fine as long as you don't let it become a problem and you know, exercise caution and, you know, go into the casino being like, this is the maximum amount of money I'm going to spend today and stuff like that, but it is crazy to me, man, to see people be what society wants them to be, but not me. Ruthless is, okay, that's just NWA's Express Yourself, but it was weird, man, because Vegas was like, full of people celebrating, but with this vague undercurrent of just like desperation and sadness that frightened me. Not Vegas as a city, but the people on the strip at least. People on the strip. And I guess there's something like, you know, beautiful about that in a sort of way, but then, you know, also terrifying. The D6 reroll. Friendly ball. Also not very good. I don't think we have anything else back here that we can take advantage of then, because we already got Sad Onion, so we're pretty much just out of this floor. What do we use the Emperor card for? Easy way out of Boss Rush. I think that's the sensible choice there. I will say, though, I don't like the way that Canada does sports betting. Because in here, as someone who understands math, it does take all the thrill out of it. And maybe that's good from a societal level, but sometimes I'm like, man, the Canucks are really bad this year. I would love to put like $5 on the game, watch them, and then, you know, if they win, I'm like, sweet. My team won, and I won $5. They'll pay for the gas I used to drive to the store to make this wager. But in Canada, you have to do multi-line betting, which is effectively, I forget what they're called, like parlays or something like that. We call it, in here, it's a brand name called Proline. So you have to bet on at least 3 games, and you have to get the result of all 3 correct in order to win anything. So as someone who's, you know, I just really want to watch my local sports team play. I'm like, all right, well, I don't really want to I'm not really confident in placing a bet on the Columbus Blue Jackets to beat the Montreal Canadiens 10-0. That would be ridiculous, so I'll just move on. And that's the story of how I missed out on fame and fortune. But no, to be honest with you, I'm much happier, you know, just making Isaac episodes than pretending to be Billy Bean from Moneyball or something like that. But I mean, I guess there's a little difference between being a general manager and that, but you get the idea. We have a library and a lot of battery charges. That's a very interesting situation for us. It only costs 1 key to get into a library. Cursed Eye is not takeable. My best friend is not takeable. I'm going to take the little baby's way out, and I'm going to get 2 battery charges. Ooh. Had to use the bomb there to get that golden chest out of the way so we didn't open it accidentally. Or we could have used the... We could have done it differently. We could have opened this lock and then gotten 2 cents and used a bomb or something like that there, which actually would have been better because we used a key regardless, but... I wasn't thinking about that in the moment. So this item room has been pretty terrible, but you know, it would be pretty ridiculous of me to be salty about it considering how powerful we've gotten here. I mean, I got Small Rock recently and just, like, didn't even bring it up because of the fact that our run is so good. So that's usually an indication that things are going pretty well. The Hanged Man, right now, you know, there's an opportunity for us to get 2 cents out of that. It's a pretty low expected value out of a Hanged Man card. Maybe we'll find a better opportunity. If we don't, I'm not going to sweat it too much. We got, it might seem like we got nothing there, but we actually got a slight progress towards the mom transformation. Especially considering we have Mom's Purse. It's something that, you know, warrants thinking about. Although it's also not particularly transformative as far as transformations go. Squeezy's really good here so we can get 2 Spirit Hearts and just kind of, you know, sustain life a little longer. And actually, this is really good as well. I think we'll take the mark and leave Demon Baby behind. Okay, what do we do now? Well, we should still explore. We got other ways out of this, or we got other avenues that we can use to secure boss rush in the future, so I wouldn't sweat that too much at the present moment. What do we need on this run? Honestly, we don't really need anything. If I was gonna ask for something, if I was gonna put something on my Christmas list, probably like Dark Bum. The Miter would do it, the Relic would do it, obviously like Holy Mantle would do it, but like one really choice defensive item. Offensively, we're basically sorted. Of course, the more the merrier when it comes to DPS and, you know, cool tier effects, but defense is gonna win the championship here for sure if we can manage to make that work for ourselves. I think I will open that other golden chest back there. I know there's libraries, but the thing is you gotta go like all in on the library, and I've kind of precluded myself from going all in. We can still go check it out, but... Ah, there we go. Fat Odd Mushroom is at least okay. We can go check it out and maybe get a Spirit Heart out of it or something like that. And we might as well get a, you know, get a charge as we walk here and, you know, go handle this room, gain some more consumables. Again, with our card, we can at least get into boss rush if we want. I still have faith that, you know, we can get to the boss fight and get to boss rush in time. Even though it might seem like we're cutting it close. Like, we're technically about on schedule, but we're going to be leaving, like, 30 seconds behind schedule. Is that classic, you know, family airport problem. You're like, if we leave right now, we won't be late. But we're not in the car, so we ain't leaving right now. This feels like a secret room, weirdly enough. It is. It just looked weird because there were other opportunities for it, but I guess it's not. We don't know. It could have an adjacent room on the other side. Alright, that's good money. We haven't been to our shop on this floor, so we should get that sorted out as well, especially now that we've picked up so much money on this floor, and the luck upgrades are very much appreciated. As is the placenta gain, actually. Just gonna blow up Wheel of Fortune. 2 of Clubs is actually... We got 17 bombs for the cost of basically nothing, so that's pretty good. Question mark pill, not amazing. And you know what? We will look at the Tinted Rock. I'm hoping maybe we get a golden chest out of it, but we probably won't. We got a Spirit Heart instead. Oh no, now we're all over the place here. I was trying to go back to the library to reroll it, but to be honest with you, we shouldn't reroll the library. And to be like equally honest with you, I'm actually not going to go to the shop. I'm concerned about the fact that it's going to be tough for us to make it into boss rush at this point. So we're going to hope for an early item room, early shop ideally, and then an opportunity to maybe have Liberty Cap show us where the boss room is and, you know, make life work as a result. Ooh, reroll that. Yeah, big fan's fine, dude. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, we could have re-rolled our devil room, but I didn't know that door would still be open. We don't have goat heads, so Would have meant a little bit of a gamble. About a minute behind schedule. Definitely we're going to check out our curse room. And, you know, honestly, I will spend some spirit hearts here if I have to, which I will, in order to get a potential payout. Gimpy. Ideal. Sincerely ideal. We'll get red hearts out of it that we can use, and the chance at extra spirit hearts is awesome as well. I think we should do the boss trap room if there's red or golden chests in there. Or stone chests, for that matter. Are there 3 red chests? Yeah. I mean, I don't think we've got to do it, but I think we should do it. There's a big chance for a big swing here. Plus, you know, 2 spirit hearts. Nothing to sneeze at. Infested. Perks. Good to know. Alright, we spent about 45 seconds here. We pretty much need to be in our boss fight within the next minute. And we can see that it's over there to the left. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to make some shortcuts here. Try to find the item room along the way. The shop is like a secondary priority, but would be nice. But the boss fight is of principal importance. The other thing we could do is hopefully just find a different teleport card, because if we get, you know, a stars card, we can be much more liberal with the way that we approach things. Basically, ooh, Bloody Lust is so good. Basically just like wholesale abandoning having to go to any of these rooms. I will go to this. I don't care if it's Super Greed. We can kill Super Greed in just about as much time as it takes us to step inside anyway. Dope. We got Chaos. We didn't get penalized for that risky play. Boss Rush is still on the table, and we haven't yet to, you know, had to compromise our ideals here. We're gonna do this. We're totally gonna make Boss Rush. We're gonna teleport out. It's an exciting day, man. We managed to make this Maggie run kind of ridiculous. Now, what do I hope for with Bloody Lust? I'm not really looking for a Samson kind of situation here. We can still make it. I'm not really hoping for a Samson sort of situation. I'm just looking for a bonus. Basically, the more damage we take, the better. I mean, here's the thing. I can't really... You know what? I can. Check this out. Okay, pick up Pandora's box. Grab this. Pandora's box on this floor doesn't give us enough to be excited about. So what we do is we kill these enemies. And then it'll give us a D6 charge. We can teleport out whenever we want. It doesn't have to be at the start here. And then we decide, you know, when do we want to give up fighting enemies in order to get a better reroll here. Not good enough, but good enough to pick up once and then use. Again, we got Gimpy, so I'm not sweating too much damage here. Bloody Lust is nice as well. There may come a point where we just decide that it's better to, you know, tough it out on this room. Come on. Little Brim, you got this. I know you got this. I'd really not... I'd prefer not to do the entirety of Boss Rush. You know, I always talk about plays that are, like, cute but not smart. That's like, you know... Why would I, use the existing list class when I could write my own custom class that's very, very slightly improved for my own purposes? Oh, BFF is totally worth it. That's like, you know, it's on Agile. We're gonna do things the Agile way right now. We got BFF, that's a huge get for us. No Tinted Rocks in here, we're moving on. Because I'm a sucker, like I said, fucked up in the head. Nah. Either way, this was good. I rant about that all the time, but, you know, there's value. One thing I hate is that when I was younger, I had this motto, and it's a motto I see a lot, and it's a good motto. The motto is work smart, but not hard. It's a great piece of advice distilled very easily. What does work smart, not hard mean? It means instead of spending, you know, taking pride in spending a lot of time working on something, you should instead find the most efficient way to do it, and then, you know, you've saved yourself time and heartache in the process. That's all well and good, but I definitely, and I see a lot of people, I feel falling victim to this as well, using that as an excuse to, like, brag about doing a bad job about doing something. Yeah, like, yeah, it's not very good, but, you know, I put 45 minutes into it and then just read the Spark Notes. Work smart, not hard, right? I mean, okay, you got me. You win. There's value in fruitless hard work sometimes, I think, as well, man. I recognize the irony of saying that as someone who is presently, like, playing video games. You probably just came back from, like, a hard day, you know, dealing with people in some context, and then I'm like, you know, hard work's important. But I sincerely believe that, you know, sometimes now and then, there's a lot of value in doing things the long way and in getting value out of that, you know? The more you use a muscle, the more you build it. And hard work and dedication and patience is important. It's taken me a long time to learn that as an adult. And it's a lesson that I still struggle with, you know? The idea that, you know, when you take the garbage out of the garbage can, you tie up the bag, you bring the garbage down, or you know, put it in the can at the end of the driveway, whatever you do with it. We have people that handle that for us. I'm joking, of course. I am the person that handles that. Then, you know, 21-year-old Northern Lion says, I guess Pyro's fine here, says, well, I already did a lot of work. Why would I bother putting the bag in the trash can? You know, putting a new bag in the trash can. I don't need the new bag in the trash can immediately. Instead, the next time I want to throw something out, I'll just go get the trash bag and put it in the trash can. And then what happens is the next time you go and throw something out, you kick the garbage can open with that little foot pedal, and you go, oh my god, you know, there's no bag in here. I guess I'm not going to throw it out because that's going to require a little bit of extra work. I'll just leave it, you know, on the kitchen or something like that. It's the same thing, you know, like 27-year-old Ryan, by the way, has made that a habit. 27-year-old Ryan, whenever he takes the garbage down, sure, I just did some work. I took the garbage down to the garbage disposal or the, you know, the trash compactor in our building. Took 5 minutes. Do I deserve a break? You know what? You can still take a break. Just take 30 seconds, put the trash bag in there. It's the same thing with, like, you know, leaving dirty clothes on the floor. 21-year-old Ryan? Who cares? I'm just going to put it in the laundry anyway. Why would I take no pleasure in putting dirty clothes into a separate container that organizes the dirty clothes I'm eventually just going to throw into the washer anyway. But, you know, as soon as you throw that first pair of dirty clothes on the ground, it becomes so much easier to throw this... Ooh, Bomber Boy's way too risky here. Maybe we'll get a lucky Gimpy payout and I'll feel justified. Tell you what, shoot these first. Ooh, a Spirit Heart. Okay, now I feel totally fine about this. Come on, you got me, dude. What's the pill? What's the pill? Bad gas. That's not good. Reroll these two. Still kind of suck. We could get the mom transformation. I can't go any further on this. I'll die trying to make this work. Should have taken that half Spirit Heart in. Could we have even done that? I don't know. We might have been at full HP. All I'm trying to say is that, you know, when I was young, I took pleasure in being like, you know, I'm gonna min-max my life. What's the point of having an extra container you just throw dirty clothes in? I'll just use my hands when it's time to do the laundry. And was I using that time to, you know, improve myself? If I'm being honest, no. I wasn't using that time and being like, now I've got an extra 15 minutes per month for exercise. I was going, okay, you know, Reddit front page, refresh, Twitter, refresh, you know. It's the most domestic thing that, like, I can possibly say, but, you know, I'm starting to take pleasure in actually keeping a clean house to some extent. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. But that's not the central premise of this. The central premise is, work smart, not hard is great. You know, definitely, like, if you're working at an office and your coworker is like, well, I don't know how to use a computer to type, so I just, you know, write things by hand, but I still put in 8 hours a day. I think that's an attitude that is holding that person back. But if you're like, hey, I wrote a script that, you know, it does an error check, but it does do data entry, and only like 20% of them end up having errors, so I'm gonna clock out early. I'm like, I think, you know, maybe you should, like, work. That's working smart, don't get me wrong, but maybe you should, like, work smart and hard. And think about how good you could be if instead of, like, work smart, not hard, it was like work smart and hard. And I'll admit, you know, I'm not a perfect person. You know, I don't always work smart or hard, much less, like, both of them. But I think that should be the motto. Work smart, not hard is just trying to, like, you know, make it so you get a little extra time. And I think that's an imperfect solution. Work smart and hard is like making yourself... Oh, I used the D6 to try to skip the Isaac cutscene. That's what I get for being preachy. I almost did it again. We're actually in a surprisingly... I wouldn't say difficult, but like slightly dicey position here. Our DPS is disgusting, but I've been playing pretty poorly as I went on this preachy rant. As always, let me throw the blanket caveat in there, that is that You know, I'm a young adult myself. I don't think that I have all the answers at all. But deep down, I probably do, right? Like, even though they say, oh, a little Mega Satan in my life. Which is to say, you know, I think I'm being humble, but maybe perhaps instead I'm just being self-serving. But, you know, take advice from people more learned and wise and experienced than myself. But, and, you know, unsolicited advice is poisonous sometimes. I'm not trying to tell you, you know, just when it happens, if you find yourself, you know, looking at a dirty dish, you're like, I could just throw this plate in the sink and then go back and start, you know, refreshing the next episode of something on Netflix. What if you wash it, though? What if you took 2 seconds, even if you just had a sandwich, just rinse it? Take it 15 seconds longer than putting it in the sink. Just think about it. See how it improves your life. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine, too. By the way, why am I not fighting Mega Satan? Because I think that we can get some extra items before we do so. And so far, so good on that front. We could re-roll Dad's Key. We probably should re-roll Dad's Key, rather. But I wanted to see maybe there's other items back here that I don't care about as much. Okay, Sad Bombs exist now. I gotta try it. It didn't hurt us to open it? What's going on with this? I don't know. Either way, Sad Bombs, 99 bombs, Scatter Bombs, with good damage. We will win here. And I'm sorry that I told you we were gonna lose. That's a bummer. I'm not a perfect person. I never meant to do those things to you. Hoobastank? Whatever happened to those guys? Hoobastank. Dude, these Sad Bombs are quite... They're potente, like the female lead in the first Bourne Identity film. We're still gonna live. I'm taking bad damage. We're gonna make it through this, though. I don't even need the Gimpy payout. I mean, we've only used like 6 bombs. It's not even the bomb that does the damage here. It's the tears that stretch out from it after that point. We're actually, I'd go so far as to say we're borderline unkillable right now. A single bomb landing in the right position does like too much damage to be assuaged. I don't know where the other bombs went to. Please. Lump of Coal was a hugely underrated pickup on this run, by the way. Like, everybody loves Lump of Coal, of course, but it was even better than you would normally expect it to be. This is a fun run. I had a good time. I got a little soapbox. Yeah, that's okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. I'll say a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.